Today we take a look to 4 space projects that are initialized and operated by European countries. The first project, its name is Galileo. Named after Galileo Galilei, the ESA and his member countries are installing and operating an own worldwide navigation system. An example shows how 2 Galileo satellites FM2 Natalia and PFM Thais are operating in an angle of 40 degrees to each other. This example shows the Galileo IOV configuration with 4 satellites on 2 orbits. This configuration has 2 Galileo satellites per orbit. With the 4 satellites on orbit, it is now possible to receive simultaneous navigation signals. The installation of the Galileo system is spared in 2 phases. Phase 1 describes the in-orbit validation, and 2 satellites were launched simultaneously to start the first navigation tests. Phase 2 describes the full operational capability. This will be reached after 24 Galileo satellites are in constellation to communicate with each other in 3 orbits. Another 6 satellites will be ready in orbit as spares, 2 satellites for each orbit. Each satellite has a lifetime from 12 years and more. All satellites together bring a mass of 645 kilograms and are named after a child that won the European Commission's Galileo drawing competition. The solar arrays span over 18.7 meters. On the ground, 2 control centers are located in Oberpfaffenhofen and Fucino. Further, there are 5 telemetry, tracking and control stations located in Kiruna, Kourou, Nouméa, Sainte-Marie, Réunion and Redu. Added to them are several worldwide distributed mission data uplink stations and reference sensor stations. All these stations are connected via a data dissemination network. Today, already a number of smartphones and devices support the Galileo navigation system. The Galileo system should reach full operation in 2020. TanDEM-X is a project of the German Aerospace Center, DLR, and the EADS Astrium, today known as Airbus Defence and Space. TanDEM-X stands from TerraSAR-X add-on for digital elevation measurement. The German twin satellite system was created to observe Earth using a synthetic aperture radar. Both satellites are operating in a distance between 250 to 500 meters. The primary mission is to create a consistent global digital elevation model. The so-called WorldDEM is available since 2014. The first 3D image was published by researchers from the German Aerospace Center. It shows a group of Russian islands of the Severnaya Zemlya group in the Arctic Ocean. Prisma is a project led by the Swedish Space Corporation. The two Prisma satellites called Mango and Tango started in June 2010 from the Dombarovsky Cosmodrome in Russia. The primary objective is to test that the satellites can fly autonomously in formation. A secondary objective is to flight test a new monopropellant thruster using ammonium dinitrate-made ADN propellant. Both satellites are operating in collaboration with the French space agency CNES. The CNES provides the radio frequency metrology system that enables the satellites to fly in close formation while autonomously avoiding collisions. In August 2010, the first separation of both satellites from each other was reported. Spaceliner, a visionary concept of a suborbital, hypersonic winged passenger supersonic transport vehicle conceived at the German Aerospace Center in 2005. The second usage of the Spaceliner is to deliver heavy payloads into the orbit. The Spaceliner is a long-term project that may become operational in the 2040s. The Spaceliner should be able to operate a vertical takeoff and a horizontal landing with a large unmanned booster and a manned stage designed for 50 passengers and 2 crew members. After the takeoff and the engine cut-off, the passenger stage will enter a high-speed gliding flight phase and shall be capable of traveling long intercontinental distances within a very short time. Altitudes of 80 kilometers and speed beyond Mach 20 are projected. The system is designed to be fully reusable and a serial production is expected and will reduce the costs. Liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen will be used as the propellants, a combination which is both very powerful while still remaining eco-friendly. The passenger cabin is designed to work as a rescue capsule, which can be separated from the vehicle in case of an emergency. This will allow the passengers to return safely to Earth. Also, possible flight routes had been identified and separated into different classes, starting from 1 to 3, describing the distance between departure and arrival point. Studies for possible spaceports have started to investigate if the Spaceliner can perform start and landing on mainland, offshore platforms and artificial islands. Since 2005, the concept has been updated to Spaceliner version 7 in 2015. Improved aerodynamic and flight dynamic characteristics were the main changes in the concept. Also, the initial double delta wing has been modified and replaced by a single delta wing. Subsystems such as the passenger cabin, the cryogenic tanks, the propellant feed system and the vehicle thermal protection have been preliminarily defined and integrated. The maximum number of passengers can now be increased to 100.